together. Try to love one another right now.
Welcome back to Families in Action, brought to you by your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. So our kids are going to high school.
Uh-oh.
Our kids are going to high school, yeah.
And if they haven't been introduced to all kinds of craziness in this world, they're going to be now.
Well, and I just think about the size difference between a high school and a junior high school, right? A lot more kids, right? A lot more going on, a lot more activities, a lot more personalities. Not to mention there's a maturity level physically that's taken place in some of the kids where they start to really go into it. They start to go into adulthood, early adulthood, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily by an age, but by a maturity level, and their brains and their impulsivity and everything don't always match up with their physical selves, right? And so you got kids who think they're adults that have mentalities and impulsivity
and
of kids.
They're 16 and they went from 5'4" to 6'2".
Right, overnight.
Their voice goes from hello to hello.
Yep.
No, really, it changes. Yeah. Everything's changing right now.
Well, and I really think that states to why most drug use starts at that age. Mm-hmm. Everybody who's listening, take yourself back to adolescence. Even in the best of kids, it's an uncomfortable time of life. There's a lot of changes taking place. It's very awkward.
Fitting in is, for some of these kids, it's like, where do I fit?
Right.
And so they're bouncing back and forth. They're hanging out with these people while I'm not into sports, so I can't hang out with the jocks, and my family's a little bit twisted, so I can't hang out with them, and I don't feel as good as these people.
Right.
And all of a sudden they find the people that are getting themselves into trouble. Boy, it's easy to fit there.
It is easy to fit there, and not to mention that, but if there's any drug or alcohol use going on, and
then you all have something in common now.
And you take that stuff, and all those feelings of difference go away for a minute.
All the feelings of difference go away for a minute, and all of a sudden they're part of something and someone where they don't have to be smart. They don't have to be this or that. They just have to say, dude, pass it over.
That's right. Yep. Just take another hit, right?
That's
so it kind of paints a picture of how easy it is to get hooked in quick to that, If you're putting something in your body that takes away all those uncomfortable feelings, even if it's just for a minute,
right?
And
it's not, and not only does it take away those feelings, but it gives you a sense of belonging. Yeah. Because I finally found a place now where I fit. I'm just like everyone else here in this group.
Right. And it's sort of like, I hate to even say it this way, sort of an exclusive club or something where most people aren't doing it. And so, there's a measure of secrecy to it, and there's a rebelliousness to it, and all that stuff. You said
most people aren't doing it. Let's get that clear, that not every kid gets high. It is not a rite of passage to smoke marijuana and party. That is not something that your kid has to do. There are plenty of kids out there that do not do that.
Well, and certainly not to minimize anything, but even the great majority of people who try drugs or alcohol do not become addicts either.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that the number who do isn't a huge number. We talked about it earlier. In a month from now, we're going to have a waiting list all of our facilities because they're going to be packed full, and that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. So we got 2 minutes, Bob.
Well, what do it's hard to cram all the things that a kid's going to face going back to school in an hour or less.
So what you can do in the next minute or so is just talk about, when do you stop talking to your kids?
Never.
What age is it that your kids are adult enough for you not to give them advice?
Well, that would be never. They may not agree with that.
But never is a great answer. Yeah. Because we're always going to be our kids' parents. We always need to be a sense of knowledge and strength and all that kind of stuff. That's what we're there for.
Yeah, exactly.
So our kids need us now more than ever. If they're going from elementary school into middle school, boy, they need us.
Yes, they do.
They need our guidance. They need our strength. If they're going from middle school to high school, they still need. If they're going from high school to college,
they need us. Yeah, absolutely.
So the question is, never stop talking to your kids. Always be a sense of comfort, knowledge, and strength for your kids.
Yeah, be there for them to help. And if you're a parent who doesn't have the answers, that's good. That's cool. Let's find it out together. But the point is to talk to them, to have that conversation, to have that dialogue, to spend the time together.
The heck with that 2 to 10 minutes thing, huh?
Yeah, no.
Spend time with your kids.
Yeah, and there's really nothing better. I mean, anybody who's a parent knows, man, it's awesome. It's awesome spending time with your kids, man. It's not always.
And if you find that it's been a while and you don't talk much, go get an ice cream.
Yeah.
Do something you don't have to talk a lot, but at least you'll be with them.
Yep.
Break it in easy.
So, one of the experts that we have in our community here that works a lot with teens.
That would be Alex Urbina.
Is Alex Urbina. His show is coming up next, Life Leadership with Alex Urbina, and you don't want to miss that.
Right. Hey, you know what? Peter's leaving us. Mark's here now, so you know what? We'll give props to Mark.
Hey, Mark, right on.
Yeah, thanks for all you do, Peter.
Hey, Peter, see ya.
Alex Urbina, Life Leadership. Next, don't miss the show. Thanks for listening. This is Families in Action on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS.